I'm Mint Salad, and I saw Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase. It is directed by Jim Senstrom. And if you haven't seen this, I will spoil it for you. Sponsored by the link tree. You can check that out after the review. This movie starts with a guy in a lab, two dudes in a lab. And, you know, they're doing computer stuff. They're computer boys, I'd call them. And there's this little fancy schmancy thing, a little beam out, or I don't know what to call it. It's some sort of beam. And now there's this computer virus, and it's disrupting everything. Everything's disrupted. He's absorbing all the data. He's like, I'm a menacing fellow. Right. And then we're at the point now where I'm like, okay, I really like this guy's design. I like the little sharpie, edgy. He's so pointy. Like, the pointiness factor is off the charts. How can one person be this pointy, man? He's not a person. That's the answer. Well, anyway, so now we have where's Scooby Gang? Scooby Gang. I was like, what happened to these fellows, right? And then it went to this cut, right? And to like a entirely different scene. And I'm just thinking, what is up with these fellows? Are they dead now? Is that the implication? And so I was like, oh geez, I enjoy the premise. There's a computer virus that's just out and about in the world now, which is pretty rad. So we have the Scooby Game. They have a game made after them, and they're going to see the guy who made it. And you know, I really like how Shaggy and Scooby are eaten. They're both eaten, okay? They annoy so many people, eaten. But Shaggy and Scooby eat, and they do not steal each other's food, which I'm so pleased with. I mean, I'm like, oh man, you guys are appropriately not stuffed, you guys are just always hungry, I guess. And I really like how they're just super full, eating all the food in the cafeteria or whatever this place is, wherever they're at. And they're at this like science lab after they go eat, and then they have to go to the guy who made the game. And then once they deal with the fact that what's happening here, some weird stuff is happening. The guys are from the lab, the two guys from the lab are here. Three guys, actually. But what's interesting is that they do tell, like, how they got rid of not even got rid of it. He's kind of just out and about still, but, like, he kind of damages him with magnets. And then as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh my goodness, this makes sense. To protect the data, you gotta put like a magnet next to it or something. I mean, why does my laptop have a magnet? Why is the lower like right corner magnetic? And like stuff just magnets to that place. I'm just like, why is there a magnet there? If I flipped it around, right, I have the laptop. That is where the SSD would be. Why is there a magnet there? I guess it must be to protect the data. I guess if you could get the data easily without magnets otherwise, shown by this cyber dude. And I'm like, okay, this movie is way ahead of its time. I also like how there's a whole like guy playing a baseball game, and Fred's like, I like baseball, and it's like, you guys are bonding, right? I'm like, oh, that's a detail. Scooby Doo wouldn't show me any details if they didn't think it was important. Interesting. So anyway, so there's a guy, he's commotion, he's back, and the Scooby Gang's like, oh, we gotta go get him. And some dude, not a cyber dude, but instead it's a guy with a lab coat. It's a cool like silhouette shot of just a shadow pushing a button that activates this little beam thing that I mentioned earlier. But this beam thing takes the entire Scooby Gang, and I guess the cyber dude as well, into this video game. They're in the Scooby Doo Gang game. That's where they're at. They have to go through a bunch of levels. There's a moon level where they're getting accustomed to the game itself. I really like how they're like, oh, well, there's oh no, the save a cyber guy. He's gonna come get us. But we have to go get the Scooby snacks to approach another level, and you got those guys plus like the built-in enemies, and so they have to do a bunch of hijinks to get to the next level. Scooby Doo. Okay, in this episode, well, this isn't an episode, a movie. In this movie, he's like gung-ho whenever he's like sees a Scooby snack. He's like, oh, I want that Scooby snack. Oof. While everyone else is like, oh geez, if we die here, we die in real life. Oh geez, oh boy, we can never be saved. Ah. And while they're doing it, that Scooby's like, all right, next level, here we go. And you can't keep the Scooby snacks, which is the worst thing ever. I like Scooby snacks. Have you had a Scooby snack? You know, those Scooby snacks that come in those boxes and they have little plastic bag. That's what it's called. It's a plastic bag, I guess. Anyway, they're little dog treats. I don't know what they're called, the packaging that they're called. It can't be plastic bags. I guess a bag is a container. What is a bag technically? A bag, well, there's paper bags, there's plastic bags, but a bag is just a container that is like, has a bottom, side walls, and then there's a top, and it's generally like flexible, I guess. So I guess this is a bag. Okay, so the bags with like the little dog treats, those are awesome. By the way, that's what I mean when I say I like Scooby snacks. Well, anyway, so then they go to each level, and they pretty much do the same thing over and over again, right? Where they have the monsters, just try to attack them. Plus the cyber dude, he's coming, I'm gonna get you. And each time it's like a different person who gets the Scooby snacks, which is pretty nice. There's some like clever maneuvering, the more and more levels that, higher levels that have to happen. I like the moon. That's fine. The arcade is the coolest one, in my opinion. And Arctic is fine, I guess. And the other ones are not memorable, so I don't care about them at all. But I really like how there's like clues laid out of like where this virus comes from as they progress through the levels. Like, you got this virus like doing batting maneuvering tricks, and it's like, oh, this is a virus clearly from the computer game of the guy who's playing baseball. And at the end is very hard level to defeat. You gotta defeat it, but they do it pretty well. I always have faith in the Scooby Doo gang that they'll always defeat the monsters and find out who it is. In this one, what's interesting is that after they complete the game and the virus is dead, and then they go beamed up to the real world, and it's like confronted of who the virus is from the guy playing the game. And you know what they do? It's like, hey, dude, why'd you do that? Why is there a computer virus in your baseball game? Yes, he created this virus in order to scare someone and take all the money. I guess that didn't really work that well. Try again. Try harder. Try being better. Okay. Instead of creating a virus, you could have used that energy to create this virus, which eventually harmed your own life, you little doofus. You could have used this energy towards making a better thing so you can win this little competition for money. Why? School? School. Who cares about school? Like, a lot of people, actually. So, you know, this is fun that the Scooby Gang's like, all right, we're having a nice time now that we're out of a game. It was pretty great. I like their outfits. I really like when you meet those two Scooby Gangs. I forgot, best part of the movie. When we see the two Scooby Doos like meeting up with each other, Scooby Doo gangs, It was awesome because there was so much like each other. I like how the Daphnes are like, huh, where'd you get that outfit? Doesn't look good on you. And they do that to each other, right? Even though like this is younger Daphne be like, oh, I would never wear that. And older Daphne's like, oh, I wore that? So it's really funny. I like the style changes. I generally enjoyed this movie the most out of any Scooby Doos that I've seen so far, mainly because I felt like there is like a lot more coolness to this. There's a lot more going on in the Scooby Doo, plus there's like a lot more like depth on the monster, except like other than like, oh well, money, we're gonna scare people off. And I guess this is that too, but dude, do you see the blue guy? He's so spiky, he's so fast like Sonic. That's why I like him so much. That's why I like this movie so much. I gotta give this movie a solid 7 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. You can also like, comment, subscribe, share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer, so if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. If you'd like to request a movie in the comments below, you can do that. You can fast track a movie review at patreon.com/ASEPresents for $20 a month for one movie review per 1 month, $3 a month. How to draw Pokemon tutorials, all at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grind it is of all these daily movie reviews, go to this link tree. So you can go here, and until next time, mint salad saw. I'll see you later, my Scooby Tons, big bits. Whew. Spun around like 10 times. Oh geez, now I'm dizzy.